Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in for today's video on Cameroon. A lot of things have been happening in my beloved country. The atmosphere is tense, everybody's anxious, and the opposition leader Issa Tchiroma has done a lot of things, a lot of great and calculated moves in publishing the results in some key divisions. He decided to post about 18 key divisions in Cameroon. Those 18 key divisions holds about 80% of the total votes. So we have been witnessing a lot of those divisions come out, and he's been fair, and he said from the onset that all the votes that are coming out that he's publishing is not some fabricated numbers, is the votes or the numbers that were out of the polling stations. So everything is authentic, and these are some of the things that we expect from Elecam. Elecam is supposed to be the one publishing these things like this. We don't have to go through the Constitutional Council to get the statement the people made on election day. So all this corruption that is going on left and right, trying to fabricate something that the people did not really put in on October 12th is a shame to the whole country. And Issa Tchiroma is bringing something unique to the table, like, hey, let's stop all these frauds and fabrications left and right. Let's give the Cameroonian people the truth. And here's the truth. And I've not seen any Elecam official try to say what Issa Tchiroma is posting is fake. We're yet to get that. And another thing that have happened this week is Joshua OC of the SDF party, the Social Democratic Fund, withdrew his filings to the Constitutional Council. I don't know why that happened. Before he filed that, there were some instances of fraud in some regions, especially in the northwest and southwest regions, where there's a crisis and the turnout was not really massive, but the polling stations in those regions where a lot of people were stuffing votes for the ruling parties. I don't know why he decided to pull out, and we're still waiting to get clarification why that happened. So right now there are a lot of things people are watching at the Constitutional Council to see what they're gonna do. But you see in places like Garoua, people are marching out to let the ruling party know that this time around, what has been happening before is not going to happen. We have to decide our future, because on October 12th, the people went out and said enough is enough. They voted for their president, Issa Tchiroma, to take the mission or the vision of the entire country, because a lot of people have been suffering and they want to see change. For 42 years, nothing has happened. One idea, at least bringing someone different, is going to be a good thing, not just for Issa Tchiroma, but for every Cameroonian to see that it's possible to see another person. Because it has gotten to the point where, bro, we don't even feel like, oh, maybe we can have another president. Because no matter what you do, the regime is going to try to figure out a way, rig the election. We can't continue like this. Sometimes when you keep letting the regime take you for granted, they just find every single button that they can keep pushing. And as far as they know, at the end of the day, you're going to be okay. They're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. I see a lot of funds, a lot of chiefs, a lot of DOs have been putting out statements, trying to put in some national unity, national cohesion, where people are going to be peaceful and the nerves are going to calm down. But people are not taking all those things. A lot of those people who are saying all this nonsense are part of the problem. Most of them are the people who sponsored the rigging of the elections because of personal benefits. And now they have the mind to come and try to address the people and tell the people to be calm. After they understand what they've done, selling the people's dreams, selling the people's votes for their own self-interest. Sometimes a lot of these funds or these people gallivanting left and right as leaders, they don't even know what the hell leadership is all about. They want to sell the people's dream. But I like the way Issa Tchiroma Bakary is carrying himself. And I want to address the Cameroonian people. If we want to see change, we have to take it. And we have to realize that this is our future here. If we, the people, decided on October 12th that Issa Tchiroma is going to be our president, we have to defend our votes and make sure that the right person is in power. Because if we fold our hands and just sit down because my chief or my phone said, oh, just sit quiet and wait for the Constitutional Council to proclaim the result, man, you don't even know what they're going to say. And most of the times, they're not going to say the right thing. But I'm happy with the move Issa Tchiroma is doing, bringing out the elections result from the polling station so the Cameroonian people can see what happened. And we have the right to know what happened in the ballot boxes rather than just sitting down and just waiting for one body to come say something. And the person in charge of the body is the current president, Biya or the outgoing president, because in my mind, he's no more the president of Cameroon. And there are a lot of things that have been happening. The international press have not even been covering these elections fairly. They always say something like the analysts predict Biya to win the election. Just things that are going to piss people off. They are also part of the problem in Cameroon, honestly. Because tell me how these people are going to report about Cameroon and they don't have people on ground to really understand what is going on before even sitting at your various stations to report on Cameroon. It's not accurate. We've been letting them go with all this bullshit for a while now, and that has to stop. We have to take our country and our destiny to our hands. If the ruling party don't want to, respect our votes and concede and leave office with respect, then we're going to give them the other side, because that's the only way out. If they don't want to be respected, then it's up to them. This time around, we have to do what is right for our people. And change is constant. There's nothing constant in life than change. So we as the Cameroonian people have to understand that we have a role to play. You and I have a role to play. We have to do our best to make the future better for not just ourselves, but for our children's children. So it is very important. And let's keep paying attention to what is happening very closely, because this is history in the making. And we want to be in the right side of history. We don't want to be in the wrong side of history. And I've been hearing some statements from the Cameroon military, and they say they're neutral. Well, if you're neutral and you believe that the fundamental principle of the Cameroonian military is to protect or adhere to the Constitution of Cameroon and not to take any sides and be political, then this is a time where you have to listen to what the people are demanding and do as the people wish, because you guys are part of the problem. The strategy the regime used to control you is the tribalism. Tribalism has been one of the major factors in the Cameroon military. You will say, oh, this one is from the north, this guy is from Yaoundé, this guy is from this place. And the ways the system operates, even at the ministerial level, you see each division in Cameroon is represented in some form of role in one ministry or the other. And that's why this fraudulent activity are taking place in various divisions, because they have representative. You just threaten this person like, hey, if you don't want this post, this is what you got to do. And at the end of the day, people are vulnerable based on the situation in the country. But you cannot say you were vulnerable to sell the future of the country for a position or for $10. Let's not say dollars because it's France CFA. for about 20 million francs CFA. You set the whole future of the country, and you still take that 20 million francs CFA. You cannot do anything better or anything great for yourself and your family. Who are you deceiving? At the end of the day, we have to realize that we have a lot to play in this country, and we know the losers of this whole election thing is SDF. We just discovered that the SDF is no serious party. The SDF of 1992, John Fundi, is no more. What we have now is a joke, and the other parties, they didn't give us that. And now, where the people talking and letting their voice known, like, hey, this is who we voted for on October 12th. Let's all stand behind this candidate and see how we can move this country forward. And all these candidates are quiet. They're not saying anything, apart from 2 or 3 exceptions. SDF, what is going on? We thought you were a party of principles. And there's a rumor going out that some political parties have collected $1 billion francs CFA each. And I just hope that those rumors are false and are not true. Because if it is true, man, I don't know what is going on in Cameroon. It's going to be really hard to crack. We have to work together towards achieving our goal. And our goal is getting rid of Biya out of office. He has to go. The country is going to be way better without him. Even if Issa Tchiroma comes to office and he even work maybe 1 or 2 months, it's going to be better than President Biya, because actually we have to even start asking ourselves, is he the one running Cameroon? Has he been the one running Cameroon for all this time? I don't think so. Are we sure that this guy wants to stay in power? Or there's some people pushing him to stay because they feel like if he goes down, that food that I've been eating, they will not be able to eat. Or they're gonna come take the food out of the throat. We have to start asking ourselves these questions, because a lot of these journalists, a lot of these CPD and militants have grown horns. There's this guy called Obama. I don't know his first name, but his name is Obama. I saw him in Canada, and he was just ranting and talking rubbish, just to frighten or threaten the people. These are the kind of people who don't really care about the people. They just care about themselves. And at the end of the day, if they have some good money in their pocket from the party, the bribes and everything, they're good. They just say any rubbish. And it's this same guy during the election day. He was the one posting all this propaganda, talking how the ruling party is leading in about 27,000 polling stations out of 31,000 polling stations, or 32,000 polling stations. This same guy, now he's going to Canada and saying crazy things. This kind of people, I don't know where they sold their conscience to, but they have to know that we are not happy with him. We know where some people stand. They don't want Cameroon to get better, but we want Cameroon to get better. These people, gotta put them aside and keep moving towards our goal, creating change in our country and making sure that there's an impact, and that impact is felt among every single Cameroonian living home or abroad. It is very important that we send our message, and our message is Biya must go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be bringing you guys updates on what is going on in Cameroon. Just, if you're new to our channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you can be the first person to be notified when we drop any future video on Cameroon. We're going to be paying attention closely to what is happening. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.